I see you and I hear you. Well, when you comment, I do. I can't read mine, so if you don't comment, then I don't know. But I do read the comments, even if I can't respond to every single one. And although I wish I could fly to another country and do a go shopping with me at some international retailers, unfortunately, we are still in a global panini, and I don't know if that's going to be changing with the Delta variant anytime soon. I have been getting my international beauty fix from the internet, but it has also come to my big sister attention. Some people don't like shopping on stores like Stylovana or YesStyle or WISHTREND, or that even those retailers don't ship to their country. So what's a K-beauty skincare obsessed skintellectual supposed to do? You're in the right place. I have compiled the best K-beauty products for different skin types and needs that are available on Amazon, which means yes, they do ship internationally. Now, do I have a bone to pick with Amazon? Yes, I have a few, and that's funny because I am a vegan. I actually do live streams on Amazon occasionally, and if you're not following, I would invite you to do so because I will be sharing and teaching how to do a K-beauty facial live. So of course there is that. But yes, overall, there are some issues, and I understand that every retailer has them, but you best believe that I have been raising hell behind the scenes. So that's been really fun. But so have the live streams, and so has the K-beauty. And yes, not only are these available on Amazon, but these, from what I can find, actually ship to other countries like the UK, to Canada, to India, to Australia, to Germany, to the Netherlands, to a lot of the places that traditionally have said that they don't have access to them. Now, I understand that shipping depends on country. I wish I had those answers. I really don't. So with the effort of trying to make skincare that is amazing available internationally, specifically my favorite international products, I have compiled the best ones, and this is the best solution that I have currently. Unless we all get together and we start some sort of like skincare co-op where we like have international products and swaps. I mean, we do that on the Discord, but that's different. Let's start with cleansers because there are a few, and this first one is one that James Welsh got me obsessed with. This is the Dear Klairs Gentle Black Deep Cleansing Oil, and it is not black. It is not a black color, although I wish it were. James Welsh absolutely loves this, and I must admit this is a phenomenal oil cleanser. If you are dry, if you are oily, if you wear sunscreen or makeup, this will get it all off. And this is actually super gentle on the skin, and these oils have different antioxidants and omega fatty acids that don't strip your skin's barrier. I would only use this as a first cleanse. If you are dry, you could use this as a singular cleanse, but if you're oily, you're going to want to use something else to wash this off. But this does have some amazing oils, including my favorite, jojoba oil, as well as black currant seed oil and black soybean oil. And this is on sale. Again, I don't know what causes Amazon to go on sale. I have absolutely no idea. I also would recommend only buying from verified retailers. So far, as of the time of filming this one is on sale. I've actually had this one for almost a year now, and I should probably make sure that I finish it. That's the problem when you like too much skincare. As far as cleansers go, I've got a more oily skin and then a more dry skin friendly option. And we'll start with this one. This is the Be Plain Greenful pH Balanced Cleansing Foam. And the best way that I can describe this is like a broccoli pancake. Like if you got broccoli florets and you mashed them up into a pancake batter and you flippy them in the morning, that is what this is like. And I don't know why that analogy comes to my head, but this is such a gentle foaming cleanser that is so good if you do have dry or combination skin. During the winter, this was absolutely one of my favorites. It does add a little bit of moisture to the skin, but it doesn't make you feel overly greasy. And then again, the actual texture and consistency of it, it reminds me of broccoli pancake batter, which is weird because to my knowledge, I have never eaten broccoli pancake batter and I don't even know what that would taste like. Would it be sweet? It'd probably be savory, yeah? Either way, this is a savory treat from my face. I absolutely love this. I understand that not everyone can get their hands on it, and especially because it is a pH balanced cleanser, we want all of our skincare products to be pH balanced, which most of them are, but a lot of cleansers and soaps are traditionally a little bit more alkaline on that pH scale, whereas this is definitely on the acidic side, not super acidic, but it's really around the pH of our skin. I love you, broccoli pancake cleanser. Now, what I love even more for my oily acne prone skin is this one. This is the From Green Deep Foaming Cleanser from PURITO, and I understand that PURITO had their sunscreen scandal. Out of all of the sunscreens that were involved in that, it wasn't just PURITO. I feel like they cleaned up pretty well, and at this point, I am comfortable supporting them based on what I know, even though I no longer use or purchase their sunscreen. But as far as a pH cleanser goes, if you are looking for something and you have oily skin, this is phenomenal. The more I use it, the more I I recognize that this probably wouldn't be good for dry skin. It doesn't overly strip, but it does leave you feeling a little bit drier than something like this would. But holy guacamole, if you like a little lather, and if you're sad because, you know, lathers are usually associated with stripping the skin, this does not do that. This is also pH balanced. It does have a pH of around 5.5. It does have plant-based surfactants, so these surfactants make sure that different ingredients can combine together, and it doesn't overly strip the skin because they are gentle ones. There is also green tea and licorice in this. Both of those are really great for antioxidant penetration into the skin. If you are someone who lives in a city, if you're around a lot of pollution, if you're like me in California and there's wildfires everywhere and you literally can't breathe, it's great. It's great. Fire season. Or if you are prone to pigmentation, this licorice is not like a super high concentration in this product. Like, it's not going to penetrate the skin and absolutely fix your hyperpigmentation problems. We do have a hyperpigmentation routine for that. And if you wanted to live stream with me on Amazon, we could even do a question and answer about hyperpigmentation. But is this good for someone who is prone to it? Yes. Is this going to solve all your hyperpigmentation problems? No. Try saying that 5 times fast. But for oily skin, this is soothing. This is wonderful. It is non-stripping, but it gets the oil, the dirt, the sunscreen, and yes, the grease that my skin naturally produces off, as well as the California wildfire smoke. And I do highly recommend this if you are acne prone and oily like me. Now, this is something that I did get off of YesStyle, but holy guacamole, I kind of fell a little bit in love with it. At first, I wasn't sure how to feel about it. I felt that it was too scratchy for my skin. I didn't like what was going on. And then I recognized that I kind of had to use this the way I do the Dermalogica microfoliant, and I really love this. This is the by WISHTREND Green Tea and Enzyme Powder Wash. It has green tea enzymes, papain enzymes, which come from papaya, as well as being put into an exfoliating and polishing formula. Now, this does have cornstarch, so I actually found this to be really good if you do have oily skin and you like physical exfoliation. Physical exfoliation is rough and chemical exfoliation is usually more even, but if you're like me and if you grew up with the Neutrogena cleansers and everything that just stripped at and destroyed the skin, it was a struggle, and you like that grainy feeling, but you don't want that grainy feeling from walnut powders or St. Ives scrubs anymore because you've already damaged your skin. This would be a definite must, and again, this combines some of those chemical exfoliants, specifically enzyme exfoliants, as well as, you know, some of this cornstarch and some of this more physical grain. Now, the way I do this is that I put a little bit in my hand and I actually get it wet and have it like foam up a little bit, and then I use that foam to cleanse my face. And that way it's not like stripping and like nasty feeling. You really do have to emulsify it first, but if you are a lover of the physical exfoliants and you haven't been able to find a good one, this is what I would recommend. And then toners. I feel like K-Beauty is known for their toners or essences, and we'll start with some favorites. Right there, these Fruity Tooty Frudia booties are phenomenal. I originally got these from Stylevana and I love these. I think these are probably best for someone who has more combination skin. If you're super dry, you're gonna love these year round. If you're oily, you might wanna focus on these during the winter. I really stopped using them during the summer. These are not for sensitive skinned individuals, so if you are sensitive to plant extracts or to fragrances, you're not gonna wanna use these, but I absolutely love these. My biggest issue with them is the actual container, because it's sometimes kind of hard to get the liquidy syrup out, but I would describe this as like an essence syrup. If you could imagine a moisturizer in a more liquid form, this is it. And I know that a lot of, you know, K-Beauty toners and K-Beauty essences, you know, do come out clear. That's like the definition of a toning essence, is to be this lightweight formula. But if you're looking for something that adds antioxidants to the skin, that can hydrate, adds omega fatty acids, oh boy, this is it. I've been loving this for over a year now, and I have gone through quite a few of them, and I've tried some of the different ones. Pomegranate and avocado are definitely my favorite. I would say pomegranate if you're worried more about antioxidant boosts and anti-aging. Avocado if you do have redness or a little bit of sensitivity to the skin, but you're not sensitive to fragrance. Either way, these are both phenomenal. You get a lot of product for what you're paying for, and they're super fun. Now, what if you do have acne? This stuff has been so good. This is the iUNIK Tea Tree Relief Toner, and I want to make it clear that tea tree is not like approved to treat acne. Many studies have found that it's beneficial because of its antibacterial and antimicrobial properties, but if you have severe cystic acne, like, this is not going to be it. This is not going to fix your acne, and that's the thing about a lot of K-Beauty. Even their acne products aren't like super potent on acne. It's almost like they're formulated for acne-prone skin to not irritate it, but there's nothing in there that's really going to do what your Panoxyl does or what your prescription strength retinoids do. So do keep that in mind, but I do love this. And if you are someone who enjoys tea tree, and if you are someone who does have oily, acne-prone skin, this is going to be the K-Beauty toner for you. It is very lightweight. It is absolutely lovely. It does actually have broccoli in this formula, and it also has licorice. So if you're someone who often gets a little bit of redness or hyperpigmentation left behind after you get a pimple, you kind of get these little dark marks, this could definitely be a favorite for you. It's also got Centella asiatica, and it has 6 different sprout extracts. So it is formulated to help balance out and support the skin. And again, if you are oily, if you are slightly hyperpigmentation prone, if you're acne prone, this has got to be one of my personal favorites. But all of that pales in comparison to this guy. The liquid grape jelly and the Hanji papers, the mulberry papers, oh my lord. I don't care where in the world you are, if you have not tried these, you are missing out. This right here is probably hands down, whether it's K-Beauty or not, one of my favorite products in the entire world. This is the PYUNKANG Yule Essence Toner, and it's basically liquid grape jelly. It's made of different amino acids, astragalus membranaceous root extract, and it is this thick, syrupy-like thing. If you could imagine grape jelly that your mom might put on your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but in a liquid form that is not chunky, oh my god, this is it. It is super hydrating. It doesn't break me out. It gives me skin support. I personally feel like my skin has been not only plumper and happier, but less irritated, more soothed, and even less wrinkly when I use this. Even though I'm oily, my skin can get dehydrated, and dehydrated skin needs a little bit of hydration and moisture into the skin. And oh my god, does this deliver. Now, I love putting this on Hanji. Let's actually do it right now. These are these little cotton pads, and apparently in Korea, people actually use these almost like DIY face masks, and this is a DIY that I can actually get behind. You basically take these little papers, you take your PYUNKANG Yule Essence Toner, or really any essence toner that you want, and you literally drip them on, and you're basically making yourself your own sheet mask. And what's amazing is that this Hanji paper I've found holds a lot of this moisture into the paper, but actually infuses it into the skin. And it's not just the paper that is like soaking up all of the product instead of it getting into your skin. If you were to swipe it across your skin and throw it away, it might do that, but I actually leave this on the skin until it dries, and then it actually pushes all of this hydration into the skin instead of letting it evaporate off the face, you know, which is what normally happens. I love this stuff so much. We're just gonna sit like this for the remainder of the video until this kind of dries on. I've done this on my chesticles as well. I've done this on patches on my back, and again, you can use these little mulberry cotton papers with other brands as well. You don't have to, you know, use it just with the PYUNKANG Yule one, but this is probably my favorite. I love this. It is Sheni's fault. Sheni, the traveling doctor, our beautiful potato wife butterfly, got me hooked on this. And I have probably spent the price of DMV auto renewal on bottles of these things because I absolutely love them. As we've got that soaking in, let's talk about some treatments. Let's first start off with the ones that I think are best for antioxidants, for wrinkles, for maybe graceful aging. I love this brand so much. This is Logically Skin, and I originally got most of these products from Stylovana. Again, they're a retailer that I love, but I get that Stylovana doesn't ship everywhere and that it's not for everyone. This brightening peptide ampoule is amazing. So this entire brand, Logically Skin, was built on the premise of autophagy, or basically cellular recycling. They partnered with Nobel Prize winning research in order to actually make these products, and they're not ridiculously expensive. Normally when we see this from like, you know, French or European brands, they charge you like $500 for this stuff. But with K-Beauty, this is like what, 38, 39, and then 54 or something? These are amazing. The peptide brightening ampoule is wonderful if you want a little bit of a glow. If you actually look at it in the light, and if you drip it out super slow, it almost looks like a calico tortoise shell. Like you can see the particles moving throughout it. It is just such a gorgeous formula, and it makes my skin feel just as gorgeous. But they've also got this, which is the Aquatide Resurfacing Serum. And Aquatide, it sounds like a flirty insult, doesn't it? It's like, you're such an Aquatide. No, you're an Aquatide. No, I'm not. You're an Aquatide. Yeah, that's exactly what an Aquatide would say. This is supposed to be wrinkle reducing and lifting, and this really does penetrate hydration into the skin. If you do have those little fine lines and wrinkles and you're looking for a good Serum that goes underneath a moisturizer. By all of the tortoiseshell turtles in the Pacific Northwest Ocean, this is it. Now this does have lavender in it, so do be aware of that if you're someone who's more sensitive to fragrances. But if you do have a little bit more mature skin, or if you're like in college, you're studying, you are tired as hell, and so is your face, it is showing it. This can help with a little bit of that because it does give it this resurfacing kind of brightness and kind of this hydration and glow and skin support, so that, you know, you can try to fake the tiredness away by thanks to moisturization and caffeination. Who understands me on a visceral level? This also has broccoli in it, and I love that K-Beauty has been putting broccoli in things. It's a great antioxidant. It has some great phytonutrients, but again, why don't we see broccoli in more European or American products? Like, I don't know, and at this point I've stopped questioning it and I've just continued to buy it. Now, would this even be a K-Beauty favorites if we didn't mention the sauna, the menopause, the hot flash on your face? If you are sensitive, if you don't like a sensorial experience, oh, this is not for you. But if you, like me, love the touch and feel and the exploration of things, this is a favorite. This is the Dear Klairs Pure Vitamin and Centella Asiatica Extract with Hybrid Stabilization Technology Freshly Juiced Vitamin Drop. This vitamin C serum is one of the best, and it feels like a hot flash sauna on your face. When you first put it on, it almost heats up and it feels like a rush, like a flush. Really similar to what I feel like a menopause hot flash would be like. If you could imagine just sticking your face in a sauna, that is what it is, only it's hydrating and it's supporting and it has antioxidants because of this vitamin C. This penetrates well, it feels amazing. Again, if you don't like a sensorial experience, then I wouldn't recommend it, but by God, I love this. And I wear it here on my forehead like throughout the day when I have my mask on. Helps me underneath my sunscreen, and I love it. This has some lovely ascorbic acid, and it does have other vitamins as well. Again, this does have things like orange and lavender, so if you're sensitive to those, then don't use it. But I absolutely love this. And the little rainbow glittery ribbon, speaking to my heart. The only thing about this that I wish were different is that I wish it came in a UV sealed container. They say that it's stabilized and that they don't need it to be, but I feel like I'm just too prone to like putting things in a car or taking them with me, which could totally destroy them. So keep these in a cool, dark place and then apply to your face. Now, I am fresh out of my ISNTREE hyaluronic acid drops, and I just have this random box of an ISNTREE face mask because I wanted to talk about ISNTREE, but I really need to restock my ISNTREE products because I am out. The hyaluronic acid water drops are so phenomenal. They penetrate well into my skin, and the ISNTREE one is one that doesn't make my skin feel like crusty. You know how some hyaluronic acid serums can do that if they don't penetrate deep enough? I use this underneath a moisturizer, especially in the evening, or for my oily prone skin, I can just go outside in the summer and use the hyaluronic acid water drops, but they are amazing. There are 8 different forms of hyaluronic acid. They penetrate so well, and they come in this beautiful blue bottle that is truly phenomenal. If you are someone who has dry skin, please wear this under a moisturizer. If you are combo, you can use it pretty much any way you like, and if you are more oily or your skin tends to produce more oil with the hormones or the environment that you're currently in, you're probably not going to want to use it under a moisturizer, but it is supremely hydrating. It really plumps up the skin. You can kind of see an immediate effect after you use it. It's one of those things because of the hyaluronic acid, it starts getting to work immediately. The effects, wear off at about 6 hours when it comes to the plumpness, but the wound healing, the skin support, and the barrier support continues even after that. But it is one of my favorites, and I am fresh out, so I think it's about time for me to go buy another bottle. Now this has been a welcome surprise to me, and I can't believe how inexpensive this is. This is the MEDICUBE Super Cica Water in Cream that I discovered recently. And I almost feel like this is a really good cruelty-free runner-up to the Dr. Jart products. Dr. Jart has these Centella Asiatica Cica products that everyone raves about for their color correction and their anti-redness. Now this does not have a sunscreen in it, so it's not like an exact dupe for the Dr. Jart Tiger Balmy one thingy, but this is a cruelty-free version that is amazing at helping with redness in skin. The Holika Less on Skin is also phenomenal. Why did I not include that in here? Holika has a Less on Skin line that if you are sensitive, if you are red, if you have the flushiness, that is going to be your best friend. We have ranted and raved about that 1,000 times, and often Amazon actually does sales with those, which is very much appreciated. Note to the internet, if you're applying products on camera, And not using a mirror, make sure that whatever you put on your forehead doesn't drip into your eyeballs. It might hurt. But this Super Cica water cream is phenomenal. And this really is like a greenish, slightly tinted cream that turns into water on your face. Look at this beautiful stringiness. It almost reminds me of cake frosting, like a really light liquid cake frosting. And when you put this on, it literally turns into water on the face. Now this is phenomenal. I'm actually going to take this off to show you. The redness goes down almost immediately when I use this. Now I have erythema, so my skin gets red after I touch it. If you have redness here and there, and if that is something that bothers you, holy guacamole, this one is good. And for a cruelty-free version, it is the closest thing that I have been able to find to the Dr. Jart. This is also super lightweight, so if you have oily skin or if you want something for summer, it is phenomenal. Or if you're a skintellectual who likes to layer their skincare, you can so easily layer this under a thicker moisturizer at night, especially if you're dry. This has Super Cica 7 as well as Ectoin. I think that's how you say it, Ectoin. It's meant to soothe, calm, and hydrate, and this is a patented molecule. I don't know much about it, but I can look into it because I have been using this for a little while and this has been working on my face. I've really fallen in love with this, and if you have non-clinical redness or just like erythema, flushing, or even after a sunburn, I could see this, as long as the sunburn isn't like bad. This is amazing, and it does have all of these calming ingredients. And where are my niacinamide lovers at? This right here is again from PURITO. This is the Deep Sea Pure Water Cream, and this is not even marketed as like a niacinamide cream, but boy is it good. It has 60% deep sea water. I don't know what that is, but okay. At least they're not charging me an arm and a leg for it. But this also has 2% niacinamide, our vitamin B3, and it also has panthenol, our vitamin B5. This also has hyaluronic acid, and it's made for deep hydration. Now I would recommend this definitely for someone who has dry skin. If you have oily skin like me, I do love this. I just use it at night. I find that my skin can use thicker things at night. I really appreciate this. I've tried it under sunscreens. I did like it under sunscreen for a little while, but with this heat that we're currently in, it's just too much. And again, oh my God, if you wanted to layer these two together, oh, it would be so good. But this is amazing for skin support and for barrier support. And what I love about PURITO is, again, I know they've had some issues with manufacturing, and they used to have this in a non-essential oil free formula, so it had essential oils, and then they listened to their customers and they took them out. So this is essential oil free. I love this. And if you are looking for a good moisturizer, if you have damaged your skin barrier, if you want vitamin support with vitamin B3 and niacinamide, mwah. This is definitely a must-have. Now, where are my pimple people at? Again, we spoke a little bit about acne earlier, and I found that K-Beauty is not really made for acne-prone skin. Like if you have severe acne, like what I grew up with, it's not gonna work for you. But if you are acne-prone and you're looking for some options, or you get little spots here and there that are kind of hormonal, along with, you know, menstruation or hormonal changes in your body, I got two things for the pimple peoples here. This is from COSRX, and I love COSRX, but when I compare a lot of COSRX products to a lot of my other products, they're not my super duper favorite. I feel like I need to try out more of them. I don't use any of their snail products, and the products that I have used are mainly from James Welsh Recommendations, and he does have different skin that I do. But this has been a cult favorite. This is the AC Collection Ultimate Spot Cream, and I want to be clear that this doesn't actually contain ingredients that are approved to treat acne. Again, the laws and legalities in Korea are very different than they are here, but I do find that if you have, you know, pimples and you're looking for something gentle, this is really good. This one I think lends itself better to oily skinned peeps like me. If your skin is a little bit more resilient and a little bit less irritable, this is a good one. The more anti-acne ingredients in here are tea tree and zinc oxide, but again, I do wish it had something like a salicylic. If you're looking for a basic spot treatment, this is a really good one. You can definitely go for it. And out of all of the K-Beauty products, this is definitely one of the most potent, but keep in mind that even this is for, you know, someone who has light breakouts and not intense ones. This also has a lot of plum oils in it. I found it, you know, to work well, but is it going to zap a zit overnight? No, it is not. I've actually got one chilling right here by my ear. Now, what if this is too intense and you want something a little bit lighter? That is where this comes in. I've actually been really enjoying this. This is the Mugwort Spot Gel from I'm From. I originally got this in a WISHTREND box, but it has been a nice little friend for the little pimples on my face. Now, what's hilarious about this is, you know, sometimes things get lost in translation. And when I first read the box, I was like, what are they trying to say? Like, I recognize these words individually, but not all together as a sentence. And then I kind of got it. It's pretty cute. It says, I'm From Mugwort Spot Gel contains mugwort that is aged for 3 years in sea breeze after collected in May when the world is full of energy. Again, I know what those words mean on their own, but put together in a sandwiched product, it's kind of going right over my head. 2 times more concentrated mugwort extract regulates sebum and intensival controls skin problems, so skin is restored. That you dreamed of. Yes! If it is the things that I have dreamed of, I will use it, and I will say this is an amazing, amazing spot treatment. But yeah, that was something that kind of gave me a laugh as I used it. So this spot treatment really has a nice little dispenser, and it is more of this gel formula. I really like this for blackheads here on my nose, for sebaceous filaments, especially because it's meant to control sebum production. Again, if you're just applying it without a mirror, don't let it drip into your eyes. Not recommended. But this product is recommended. And I just put it right over here, and I've actually found that it works quite well. Again, if you have major breakouts, this isn't going to be for you. But if you want a little spot, something that is non-irritating that you can just kind of plop on, this is definitely it. This does have a lot of different oils, like evening primrose oil, and then it does have that mugwort, which is what they're saying helps with the sebum control. This does have alcohol in it, so it does dry off the skin. But if you are super sensitive to, you know, alcohols, or if you don't like those in your products, this might not be for you. But overall, I actually find this to be a more gentle and soothing option. It is really good, and I really like it a lot. And if you've got blackheads or, you know, some of these sebaceous filaments, this might be something that you need to try. And of course, where would we be without K-Beauty sunscreens? I am obsessed with 2 K-Beauty sunscreens that I can't recommend enough. And you know what's sad is that the PURITO sunscreen and the Crave Beauty sunscreens used to be on my favorite sunscreens list, but unfortunately, both of those got pulled off of shelves, so that sucks. But both of these sunscreens are these chemical filters that aren't actually always approved in the US. They are in Korea, and I really feel like the US FDA needs to step up their game, because a lot of the government around here, you know, regulates sunscreen as an over-the-counter drug, which is good, but that means that the government is much slower to test and to try out new formulas. And in Korea, they found some great ones, and as long as they're stable and they work, we should have them here, because they can be really elegant formulas. And the things that are fun to use that don't burn off your eyeballs, those are going to be the ones that you actually reach for and reapply. So as of now, I've been buying them from overseas, and I do love these. But let's talk about why and which ones, you know, are still here for me. This first one, the Frudia, derived from fruit, SPF 50 PA+++++++++. This is amazing. I have used this. I got my cousin hooked on this. She and I are road trip adventure friends, and she started using this, and she was like, oh my god, this is so good. It's only $13. You get a really good amount. I would say that it lasts about a little bit less than a month. It depends on how diligent you are about reapplication. But this is so good, and it doesn't leave a white cast on you. And I am someone who does have, you know, sensitive acne-prone skin. This doesn't absolutely burn my eyes. Is it perfect? No. But usually if I'm sweating, or if this is like I'm going in the water, this doesn't make me burn and sting for days on end. And it doesn't leave my corneas all red. This also has antioxidants in it, so if you're not layering this over a vitamin C or over other formulas, this actually has them built in. Again, this Frudia brand, I love them, and I'm pretty sure this one is fragranced. I don't mind that, but I do love it. Now, what if you want a super dewy glow? You want to look and feel absolutely stunning, like you want the James Welsh glow. Also, do you see how this is like not even wet anymore? It like dried onto my skin, and then it infused all of that moisture. Oh, I love it. But if you are looking for the James Welsh glow, this is going to be it. This is the ISNTREE Hyaluronic Acid Watery Sun Gel, and this is so good. Hyaluronic acid, as we know, is a humectant, so it holds on to water. But because sunscreen is supposed to kind of create this film on the skin, or it sets up, in the words of my dear Dr. Dre, sometimes if you apply a hyaluronic acid toner or a hyaluronic acid serum on before your sunscreen, it can actually stop and disrupt that process. So this actually formulates the hyaluronic acid into the sunscreen, so it doesn't do that, and then it gives you a non-greasy, dewy finish. Now, if you're oily like me, you might not want to use this on super sweaty days, because you will sweat it off. But if you take a look, it does go on extremely sheer. It is super lightweight, so it doesn't make your face feel bogged down and greasy. And then on top of that, it gives you the hydration and kind of this nice K-beauty glow. This gets me the absolute closest to a James Welsh face that I have ever seen. And again, because I'm naturally oily, it doesn't feel like I have 10 pounds of product sitting on my face. A lot of sunscreens, people don't like them because they feel greasy, or they feel lotiony, or they pill up, for God's sakes. Like, I love Elta MD, but some of their sunscreens just pill up so badly on me. Both of these are options that don't do that. Like, there's absolutely no pilling whatsoever. They go on so smooth. And shockingly, I feel like K-Beauty sunscreens are even more affordable than some American or European brands. Like, I love Dermalogica, but a lot of their sunscreens are really freaking expensive in comparison. And there are some other brands brands that do that as well. But overall, I love both of these. I would say the ISNTREE hyaluronic acid is probably my favorite. It says that it soothes and cools dry skin. I would say that this works for soothing and cooling oily skin as well. I haven't been able to find a really good mattifying K-Beauty moisturizer just yet, but if there's one I need to try, please tell me what it is. And if you want a how to do a K-Beauty facial at home, we're talking tools, treatment devices, and more, we are doing that live stream. So if you're not following on Amazon, we do giveaways every single week, and we can make that work because of beautiful butterflies and community members who support. Are there any other K-Beauty favorites that I did not include here? Or any other favorites from a country that you visited or that you live in that isn't traditionally available in America? Because if so, I want to find a way to get my hands on them and to test them out. I will try them and buy them so that you don't have to. Always remember to stay hydrated, reapply your SPF, come visit us on the live streams if you so choose to, and be beautiful both inside and out. I love you, and I cannot wait to see you in this next video, or actually in the live stream. Yes, we are doing a facial at home live stream, preparing for these new lockdowns. We thought that this panorama would last like 3 weeks, and we have been stuck in this panini for 1.5 years. Oh well, I'm gonna make the best of it. Love you guys. Bye.